I don't think it's an accident that Toronto and the Greater Toronto Area is consistently voted as one of the best places to live in the world. And that's because of so many things, but employment is definitely at the heart of it, the diversified economy that we have. It can be healthcare, it can be financial services, it can be technology. Most people don't know that we create more jobs in tech than Silicon Valley has in the last year. And that, when you say it out loud and you say the kind of jobs that we're creating, is really important because it's skilled labor and high paying jobs. And those are the people that have housing demands. Those are the people that need to live close to the core of the city. And that's what's driving a lot of the growth. There's over 350 people that every day they come in and they're moving to the Greater Toronto Area. And not everyone needs a fancy car or a night out, but everyone needs a place to live. And that is really the bedrock. The growth of the Greater Toronto Area is the bedrock of why we believe investing in this area, in this city, is so important to us. And those are trends that are grown from immigration-related trends from the government that is mandated growth. In the next 20 years, our population is going to grow to almost 10 million people. And since the beginning of 2000s to over a 40-year span, we're going to more than double the amount of people that live here.
Greybrook's been investing in real estate assets for over 15 years, and obviously a large portion of our investments have been in the Greater Toronto market. We didn't choose the Toronto market just because simply it's our home market, but rather there's strong fundamentals here and we see a great opportunity for real estate investment.
We've always felt that real estate as a fundamental asset class is a great place for people to grow their wealth. The GTA in particular has some very unique characteristics that make it attractive from an investment perspective. Greybrook's investment thesis really centers around the idea of scarcity. People have probably read and heard about the GTA and population growth and robust economic growth and employment and all the great things that would bring people to a place like Toronto. But it's not enough to just have the demand side of the equation fulfilled. You need to also look at the supply side of the equation. And in Toronto, we have some pretty unique characteristics. We have a lake to our south, and we have a legislative green belt to the east, west, and north. That creates almost a bit of a moat around the city, and it behaves almost like an island from a land scarcity perspective. So you can't just develop wherever you want. There's some very restrictive areas where development's allowed. With the supply side, Stats Canada believes that we need somewhere in the order of magnitude of 40 to 50,000 net new residential dwellings per year, whether that be apartments or rentals, condos, or low-rise homes. Right now, our industry in its peak years is producing about 35,000 or so of those units. So you can see that when there's a requirement of 50,000 units and we're only really fulfilling 35,000 units per year, there's still a considerable gap there, and that's really where the opportunity exists. So as a result of that, you have some constraints on the supply side, and at the same time, you have this constant and perpetual demand of a growing city. Generally, when the dynamic like that exists, where you have demand outstripping supply, you're going to have some upward pressure on pricing. So as an investor, that's what you're looking for. And that's really one of the main factors that attracts us to the GTA.